y'all, Serena here from Make Plant Create. Yesterday, Billy and I made a lot of headway in the garden. We worked on a few projects. I even made a list for us to follow, so we got quite a few things done out there. But before I head out and show you guys what we did outside, I thought I'd take a minute just to show you guys real quick how I save seeds. It's a pretty simple little system that I came up with where I just made some screens out of old frames, and I use envelopes from bills that I get in the mail. So I'll show you guys how I do that. So I made these screens out of 5x7 picture frames that I wasn't using. So I had these picture frames lying around and I had these screens lying around. I just put some tape on here. It's actually the back of some double stick tape that I have, so that I could go on here and I could write the name in dry erase marker. Pretty much when I'm here in the kitchen, if I'm cutting any peppers or anything that I can save seeds, like right now I have these watermelon seeds right here just drying on this little rack, I just throw them on there. These things kind of stack up real nicely, and they can just dry out. Like I said, I also use these envelopes that I get in the mail. Just take the seeds that have dried on the rack, and once they're dry, I stick them in an envelope, I label it, tape it on the back. And as far as storing my seeds, right now I don't have a whole lot of seeds saved, so everything fits in here, but as you can see, it's getting quite compact in here, so I may need to upgrade my system on doing that. So nothing really fancy going on. I'm just using what I have, trying to be zero waste. I hate getting all that mail in the mail and then just throwing it straight into the trash, because, you know, nobody writes checks. I'm not really going into great detail about how to save like tomato seeds. There's a little bit of a process with that. There are two really great videos that I highly recommend you watching if you're really interested in learning more about the whole seed saving process. I'm not going to go into that much detail, so I'll link both of those videos. One is from Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm, and another one is from the Suburban Homestead. So if you guys want to do a little bit more in-depth learning about how to save seeds, how to store seeds, when to save them, what bolting means, and getting a little bit more in-depth information about all of that, you guys can take a look at those videos and they'll be really, really helpful. So I'm done here in the kitchen. Let's go ahead and go outside and see what we got done in the garden yesterday. When I was sorting through my seeds the other day, trying to figure out exactly what I was going to plant for the fall garden, I made this quick chart. I was kind of just having fun with gel pens, really, but it really helps me visually understand and know where everything's going to go, how much room I need to give it, and where everything's going to be put into the garden. I scored all of these boxes earlier when I went to the grocery store. I spotted them leaning up against a fence as I was driving back home. I always keep my eyes peeled for boxes just because they're a really great way to suppress the grass. I use them to prepare my garden bed since I use a no-till method. I like to lay boxes over the prepared area at least a couple of weeks before I'll be planting in them, just to really get those weeds down, and it just kind of helps everything stay moist and be really ready for planting. And real quick, I just wanted to show off my little eggplants that are growing finally. I planted these in the spring way back in April and it's almost September and they're just now giving off fruit. So don't give up on your plants if they don't seem like they're going to produce. They just might be late bloomers. Billy worked on a planting table for me. I have all these seedlings that are just taking up way too much space over here that I need more table space for, so he is lovingly making me another table. So as Billy worked on that, I was over here working on putting in a pea trellis and planting some peas. Here's some in-progress footage for you guys of the table Billy is building. He still needs to put in the cross beams for support for the legs, and then he was talking about maybe putting in a lower shelf down there. So I don't know, but I'm super stoked and happy to have all this extra area to put some plants. I just pulled all of the weeds and grass that was overgrowing in this little bed here, and I am going to do onions on this side and carrots on this side. And this spring when I did carrots, they really didn't do very good. They were pretty puny. I think the biggest one I had was about 3.5 inches. So I saw a post from Shay of the Elliott Homestead, and she said to broad fork without question. I don't have a broad fork. I don't even have a pitchfork. I did have one, but it was cheap and it broke. So I'm going to use this piece of rebar to kind of poke through here and broad fork before I throw down some compost. As I look really awful. Anyways, I just put some bone meal in there right now because that's all I have. I need to go get some compost. I haven't really been composting. I've been giving all the scraps to the pig. So this will have to do for now. I'm just going to cover it with cardboard and let this sit for a couple of weeks, and then come through here and put in the carrots. Okay, so that's good enough for now. I'm gonna do the same thing to this side probably the next time I come out here and get that one ready. These have already been prepared for the brassicas. I'm gonna do my rows of broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts throughout here. And then this has been prepared for some lettuces, and this is going to be some more peppers and some flowers. Anyways, fall garden is officially well on its way.